This just in. Red Gyarados spotted at Lake Awdi. Breaking news. Sudden storms over Mount Coronet. In an astonishing turn of events, Champion Cynthia defeated. New champion takes the throne. It's always sunny at Sunyshore Station.
Hello everyone and welcome to Sunyshore Station, your choice for Pokemon podcasting. I'm your host Fus Ro DAB and I'm joined by a good friend of mine, a really good YouTuber, a rising star in the YouTube community, Mr. Game Reviews. How are you doing?
Mr. Fus, I am doing fantastic. Thank you so much for having me on. How are you doing?
Doing just fine, my friend. I'm very excited for this challenge today. I've already talked with him a little bit off screen about what this is. But if you guys out there in the world of Spotify and on YouTube, if you guys don't know what we're doing today, we're going to be playing a game called Who's That Pokemon? And for those who don't know, I'll give you a quick little rundown of the rules. The rules are quite simple, actually. We're having a little contest between Poketubers to see who can guess the Pokemon using yes and no questions only in as few questions as possible. So, Max, you ready to get into it?
Yeah, let's do it. Let me know when to ask the first question.
All right, let me randomly generate a Pokemon for you real quick. Interesting. Okay, so this is a fun one. Let me take note of it real quick. I want to make sure I remember this when I'm editing.
See, okay, that's what. Okay, when you say interesting pick, it makes me really wonder, like how advanced this Pokemon's going to be. It's going to be a Mega Evolution of this Pokemon, or it's a Gigantamax, or Primal Reversion. Just
his mind is already wandering. It's hilarious.
well, okay, well, it's gonna make it a little bit easier for me to kind of break it down some. So,
all right, are you ready to ask your first question?
Yes, I am.
Go for it.
All right, first question. Is the Pokemon from a region that came out in the DS era, not including remakes?
Not including remakes, you said? Was that it broke up on the last little bit?
Yes, so not including remakes. So this is not including Heart Gold, Soul Silver.
The answer to that question is no.
Is the Pokemon from a region that came out on the Switch?
No.
Is the Pokemon from a game whose region has been remade?
Yes.
Is the Pokemon from a region? Sorry. Okay, is the Pokemon from the Hoenn region?
It is not.
Is the Pokemon one of the original 151?
No.
Is the Pokemon a starter Pokemon?
No.
Is the Pokemon a 3-stage evolution or a part of it?
No, it's not a 3-stage evolution, but I will say this is a interesting evolution.
Is the Pokemon from the Johto region?
It is.
Is it Espeon?
No.
So is it Umbreon?
No.
Is the Pokemon an evolution from a previous generation?
Can you clarify what you mean by that?
So the Pokemon was introduced in Gen 1, but they got a new evolution in Gen 2.
Yes, it is part of an evolutionary branch from a previous Pokemon.
Is it Slowking?
No.
Is it Politoed?
No.
Is it a pre-evolution?
Yes.
Does the Pokemon's evolution line gain a third one in the line in Gen 4?
No.
Is it Igglybuff?
No.
Is it Pichu?
No.
Oh my, why am I drawing blank? Is it Cleffa?
No.
Wait, oh, is it Smoochum?
No.
Is it Tyrogue?
It's Tyro. Good job.
Oh my god. So
that's kind of insane to get to that, right?
It was, yeah, okay, because when you first said no, it has like a weird like evolution. I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, it's Johto. I'm thinking Espeon and Umbreon. And then when you brought up Espeon evolutions, I was like thinking to myself, like, okay, what are the baby Pokemon that got introduced in Gen 2? And that's why so for like the baby Pokemon anyways, I asked, like I said, I asked, this Pokemon got a new one, thinking, Slowking or Politoed.
Yeah, that was an interesting thought process, I will say.
Thank you.
Hey, you got to it really, really fast though, so that was
really
good. Rapid fire questions. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Not a bad first attempt. Are you ready for your second?
Yes.
All right, let me randomly generate your second Pokemon. Okay. This is also an interesting one. Are you ready?
Yes.
Go for it.
Does this Pokemon come from a generation on the 3DS?
No.
Does this Pokemon exist as part of the region this Pokemon comes from, is it from a remake generation? So, Like, does it exist? Is its original region has been remade since the original came out?
Can you rephrase that question? I'm sorry.
So, the region that this Pokemon is from, has it been remade for a later console?
Yes.
Could you visit more than one region in this game?
No.
Is it a 3-stage evolution?
It is not.
Did this Pokemon have a pre-evolution in a previous generation?
No.
Is this Pokemon used by the evil team leader?
Let me double check.
Okay.
The answer is no.
Has this Pokemon been used by an admin in that game, in that region?
Let me double check.
Okay, sorry. I'm like thinking about questions of how I'm getting the answers and everything, and yeah.
The answer is yes.
Is it Skuntank?
No.
Is it Perugly?
No.
Is it Toxicroak?
No.
Does this Pokemon have a Mega Evolution?
No.
Is it Bronzong?
No.
Does this Pokemon require trading to evolve?
No.
Is the Pokemon a gender exclusive evolution?
No.
Is this a Stone evolution?
No.
Is the Pokemon from the Kanto region?
It is not.
Is the Pokemon from the Sinnoh region?
It is.
Is it Hippowdon?
No.
Is the Pokemon a fossil?
It is not.
Is the Pokemon introduced as a new typing when it came out?
What?
Or sorry, let me ask you this. Is it the first stage of the evolution?
It is.
Is it Stunky?
No.
Is it Krogunk?
No.
Is it Skorupi?
No.
Is it Bronzor?
It's Bronzor.
Oh my god. So, okay. So, like, when I first made this list, I was like, okay, you said that it's not a connecting region. It's from a remake. So I'm like, okay, Sinnoh. That's simple enough. And then I'm like, I was like, guessing all this Pokemon thing. So like, that's when I realized, like, wait, I didn't ask if it was the first stage or second stage.
Yeah, you asked if it was a 3-stage evolution. And
Right.
I said no.
Right.
So
So I was like, okay, 2-stage evolution. And I'm like, I should have asked, is the Pokemon the first stage or is the Pokemon the first stage? And
I will say everyone has eventually answered their questions, and you had a really good thought process on both of your strains of questions. So I thought that was really, really good.
thank you.
Don't let the number of questions like disarm you or think that it's not as good, because definitely your thought process was there, because you got there and you had two very obscure Pokemon in my mind.
Which ones?
Tyrogue and Bronzor are very obscure, you know?
Absolutely right. Okay, because that's why I asked like the evil team. I'm like, okay, there's only a handful of Pokemon you can choose from there that are 2-stage evolutions. And for that sort of me, I was like, wait, I didn't ask about the first stage.
You did guess
Bronzong.
You guessed Bronzong.
Right.
Yeah, you guessed Bronzong, and I was like, oh, okay, he's getting close. And I like raised my eyebrows. For those watching the video podcast, you definitely saw me do that. I'm trying not to let my voice emote.
Yeah, I think you kept it cool. I will say that.
I kept it cool. Yeah, I gotta keep it neutral. You gotta have that monotone. No,
Oh, of course.
you know what I mean. It's really cool because the people on Spotify, like everyone who's listening on Spotify, you guys get to like not see on the screen what Pokemon it is, because the video podcast it'll say it's this Pokemon, and then you just know it.
Right.
So the people on Spotify, it's like a guessing game along with them. They have to try to think about it too. So let me know. Sound off. Did you guys get the correct guesses? Let me know. Max, did you have fun?
This is a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm really glad I was.
Right?
I'm really glad. Again, thank you so much for having me on here and everything. This is a blast.
Of course. We're going to have Max on for a full Metronome interview episode, guys. So be sure to go, in the meantime, check out all of his social medias and, of course, his channel, Game Reviews. What would you like to plug? Any kind of like social medias or any ongoing streaming that you're going to be doing? Remember that this is probably going to come out later than when we record it. You're breaking the fourth wall here.
It's totally if I break the fourth wall. No, you're good. I mean, it's like follow me on Twitter for all my updates. I usually... I don't do it. I usually kind of like tweet out like, hey, I'm live streaming, and I do tweet some personal life stuff as well, so you want to kind of keep up to date in that regard.
What's that handle?
Oh, it's at Game Reviews. Sorry. So the handle is at Game Reviews with a underscore between the R and the V. And then be sure to also subscribe to my channel as well. You can find my Twitter accounts, which would be amazing. The link's in my bio, but if not, it's gamer with a hyphen and a space between the R and the V.
You heard him. Go show some love.
I think by the time this goes up, actually, we'll be going into the probably I'm not sure. I think by the time this goes up, it might be the end of season 4 of competitive Pokemon Battle League I'm a part of. So if you want to check out some cool Pokemon battles, yeah, come by and check it out.
Absolutely. He's talking about the Elite Battle League, and we actually had Stone Family on here, so you guys know all about that. So please go and show some love, guys. Show some love, definitely. That Battle League is definitely a hoot and a half. I've done 2 seasons myself, and I'll return eventually one day.
except don't be rooting for the Atlanta Braviaries. They're awful. It's all about the Detroit Luxrays.
It's funny. He said the same thing about the Detroit Luxrays.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
Just kidding. I'm kidding.
Even if he did, I wouldn't be surprised.
Goodness. That's hysterical. Well, yeah, guys, thank you so much for the support on the podcast. We love every single one of you guys. If you're on Spotify, be sure to rate and follow the podcast. We do very much appreciate that. If you're on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to my channel as well as our guest Game Reviews channel as well. Follow all the social medias listed in the description of the YouTube videos as well. We really would appreciate that. Guys, don't forget to let everyone know that Sunyshore Station, the Pokemon Podcast, is where it's at, y'all. Share it with a friend. Share it with your dog. Share it with your grandma. Share it with your grandma's friend. Your grandma's friend's dog. Why not? But yeah, we're going to have a lot more awesome PokeTubers on here and just amazing streamers and amazing friends. So if you don't want to miss out on a single one of these things, make sure you're doing all of that stuff. Following, subscribing, all that jazz. You already know what to do. Anything else before we leave here, Max?
No, I think you've said everything I think that had to be said.
Awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in. This has been Sunyshore Station. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for tuning in. This has been Sunyshore Station.